I get to work out at the same time. I get to flip around. It sounded good. And, we filmed the first pilot, and I was a little sketchy about it. I didn't know what to expect.
Okay.
And then when it aired, the second that the show aired, it flew right to #1, and it just was out of control from there. So it was great.
Yeah, I was kind of like, when I got cast, I was like, man, I get to work with David Yost. I was really excited about that. I was like, this dude can flip. He's gonna be the blue. What are you doing? What? I was also excited. I mean, it was my first television acting gig. I mean, I've been working as an actor already in theater, and I was doing different shows, live action shows, kind of stuff. But television was a nut that I hadn't cracked, and I was kind of excited. I was like, I got a TV show, yes! 40 episodes, yes! Kid show, okay, that's cool. I took it home to my family in Detroit, and I showed it to them. I was proud, the pilot. I was like, yeah, I did this TV show, and it's okay, it's alright, I'm a superhero, and we fight these crazy monsters, and there's these buddies, they kind of go, woo. Okay, so it's all good, but then I showed it to my family, and they're kind of like, yeah, no, that's good. You're gonna be, the next one's gonna be even better. It's gonna be even better. And I'm like, that's cool. You're never supportive. But then the show turned into this monster. It was like, all of a sudden, every time I was having dinner, there were like a line of 60 people waiting for autograph, but I'm trying to cut my steak. I'll be right with you. It was crazy. So, very excited about it though. I think it's the greatest blessing to have been part of something that has been so positive for so many people, including us. I mean, here we are 20 years later. Dang, for real. So it's awesome.
So you touched one of my questions. Since the first episode, since everything went from 0 to 60, and so tell us about that experience of the transition from just being a regular guy to being the Black Ranger. Not just the Black Ranger, the Black Ranger.
It's the Ranger what? The Black Ranger. It's the Ranger who? Let's try that again. It's the Ranger what? The Black Ranger. It's the Ranger who? The Black Ranger. We gotta get that on film later. Okay, yeah. I like it. You know what? It was crazy just going from nobody, just another brother to the brother that's the Black Ranger, And I think the first experience I had with it was we were walking down the beach, down in Venice Beach in California, and somebody approached me and they were like, yo, hey, you're the Black Ranger. And the show had not aired yet. I mean, we had done a number of episodes, but it had not shown on the air. It was like maybe 3 or 4 weeks before it was going to be on TV. And I was like, yeah, how do you know? And he was like, man, I got your toy. Your name is on the box. I mean, your face is on the box. And I was like, my face is on the box? That is cool. And now you guys come up to us with the toy, and I'm like, my face is on the box. That's so cool. I love that.
David?
My first experience being recognized?
Well, just the transition, yeah. How was your transition from just being a non-working actor to a working actor to a recognized working actor?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I mean, I think I just noticed it more progressively. You go out and go shopping, and people stop, and then it's like, because it was a kid's show, it was always the kids that would go first. They'd be like, Mom, and the moms are like, no, that's not him.
He doesn't shop at the supermarket like
regular people. He doesn't live here, whatever, so, it just kind of got like that. So, it was always exciting, and it's just always amazing that kids are so much more intuitive and smarter than your parents. So it's just always fun to watch the dynamics of kids recognizing me and then the parents kind of jumping in. So it was fun.
From my personal experience, my daughter, who's over there, everybody say hi right there. She came in late into the whole Power Ranger for obvious reasons, and she's been able to catch up on all the original Morphin Power Rangers. So she's a huge fan, and I know that she's excited. It's that.
I just gotta say that I don't know if you guys are aware, but some of your parents were crazy. Okay? I mean, they would do anything for you guys to get toys. They stood in line for hours getting dolls and pogs and stuff, and it was like they were on the knees. It was like, you know what I'm saying? And then when they came to us, like when you guys were kids, you guys used to be kids. When you guys were kids, you were shy, so you see us, and it was like. You know, you're excited. But your parents are like, hey, come here, get over here. Look, that is the bike, that's him, get over there. Hey, I need a picture. You, come here, where are you going? Come here. Okay, lady. You know, it was crazy.
How many times were you guys asked to do a son's or daughter's birthday party?
I still get asked. And then like, you know, they always say, will you wear the costume? I'm like, no, man. 40. I'm not gonna, 44, sorry, I didn't lie.
I'll buy 40.
You will?
Okay.
So yeah, no, I actually did do somebody's birthday party when I was like on the show. It was a famous actress. She asked me if I would come and do her son's birthday party, and we had the same accountant, and I thought, okay, I'll do it. But that was the one and only time I did it.
That was pre-Facebook or pre?
Oh, way pre-Facebook.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how you jumped out of that piano though. That was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Power Ranger Pinata. They whacked it and I fell out.
Touching on merchandising, did you guys get any of that?
Really? Did you just ask that question?
Yeah, whatever, you know. All right. Okay, never mind. We'll move on. So that experience of seeing your face on toys and different items, what's the weirdest item you've seen your face on?
The weirdest item I've seen my face on.
Because remember, this show comes from Asia, and they put,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I would say a comic book. That's been weird. Because it doesn't really look like me. I'm like, who's this guy in a comic book? That's not me. No, I think the likeness, our likeness has been shown on so many different things and in so many different ways. It was just odd itself seeing my likeness on something like the cards or the pods or the video game. That's trippy, right? Like, hey, look, there I am. I'm kicking butt. Woo! Nice.
I mean, for me, just the initial doll that came out was always the most shocking for me because they took the pictures that we used from the original pilot, which I never ended up looking like when the show went to series. So my hair was all slicked down, I had these horrible glasses on, no makeup, I had horrible acne, and it's just plastered on that box. So every time I see it, I'm just like, oh, could they not have chosen a better picture, you know?
And he's such a better looking guy.
So yeah, that's always the one that's most shocking to me, or the one that I always freak or cringe about when I see it.
Now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
So, out of all the episodes, do you have a favorite one?
Wow, that's really nitty and gritty, man. I mean, I have a ton of favorite episodes. There were so many, because they're all so weird and funny and campy, you know, but I always say that I like the food fight one because we got to have a food fight, and the monster was ridiculous. Was it a pig? Yeah.
Porky Pig.
Porky Pig. And then the one, like Power Ranger Punks, when Amy Jo, the Pink Ranger, and I got to be Punks. It was fun.
I was so jealous. I wanted to be Punk.
Those are two of my favorite ones.
I think that the trick or treat one was fun, and I got to be King Tut. That was fun, and also I had a bunch of female extras following me around. That was the one. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I was
I
like,
have a picture of you in your outfit with an extra girl that you were. Well, she probably was interested in you.
okay, yeah,
I'll send that to you.
I like
Her
that.
name was Alex, actually.
Her name was what?
Alex.
Alex, if you're out there, come see me. So it was that, and also like the one we did at it always changes. We did so many episodes. I did 80-something episodes, and we did one where we rode ATVs, where I was in the desert and we're riding ATVs, and that was our work. It was like, this is the best. It was like, okay, so now you're gonna race ATVs. So we're doing that all day. That was fun, and then we had the one at the carnival with the clown.
That was creepy.
That was a creepy. It was a long day. It was a whole lot of extras that day. A lot of extras. Actually, I got in a fight with Amy Jo that day. Yeah. It's okay. We made up. But yeah, playing, like, being able to go on all the rides, and I think when we got on the set that day, the prop master said, "Okay, so you're gonna be dancing on these stilts."
Oh, that's right.
I'm like, "What?" Yeah, let me just attach it to your legs, and they wanted me to dance, and I did. It was the first time I ever put them on, but it was cool.
That was cool. I remember that. That was a creepy episode, though.
Yeah, the clown.
It was fun to shoot, though.
Something like that. Was the clown wish or something?
Okay. I just, behind the scenes, you obviously, that was your family for how many seasons? Anybody? 3 whole seasons. So, what stories can you tell us about just a funny story that happened behind the scenes that's related to one of your favorite episodes, or just any funny stories that you may have?
Well, there was an episode where Amy Jo and I had to, we had to sing a song. I think I was making a song for Angela or something, or she was making a song for Tommy. Yeah, I mean, it was for Tommy, okay. So we were given the music. One of the producers he made a lot of music, so he was given a track, and we had to make up this song, and then we had to go and we had to record it. And Amy Jo and I are in the studio, and we're like trying to do our song, and it was just such a weird experience. It was like we weren't even in a studio proper. It was like, I don't remember exactly how we did it, but it was fun. It was fun and interesting because as an entertainer, as a singer, dancer, and actor, it was great to be able to sing on the show. And Amy Jo is a great singer, so that was memorable to me. We just had a good time. It was just her and I kind of doing our thing.
Awesome.
I mean, for me, there's just a lot of the experience was fun. I mean, if you want to hear about pranks that we pulled on each other and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've heard.
The only person that you're going to hear crap like that from is Jason David Frank. Because he's a jerk. In the nicest way possible.
In the nicest way, right? He's
a prankster. I mean, yeah. I'm sure, I know he's told the story about how he stuck a fly in my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I was stuck on set, and I couldn't leave set, and I was starving, and I just said, "Hey, could you go make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, man." I thought he was being like a really good friend. And he stuck a fly in it and brought it to me, and I was like, "Oh, thanks." And I ate the entire sandwich while everybody else stood around and laughed. Everybody else was in on the joke. I never knew there was a fly, so I never tasted it, but apparently I ate a fly. So, I mean, but there's tons. I mean, Jason, in my dressing room, he autographed my couch for me. Telling me it would probably be worth a lot of money someday. So probably if I did have it, I would probably be able to sell it for $1,000 maybe. But yeah, he was always a prankster, always keeping us on our toes and laughing. Everybody else was pretty professional.
Broken Skull, those guys were pretty funny too. They're also pretty good pranksters. I know they did a trick on Catherine. I wasn't on the set when he did that, but they took all her furniture out. They took all their furniture out and put it in her room. Is that the way it went?
I don't know.
Oh, they took all of their furniture out and put it in Catherine's room. So it was like she couldn't even get in her door. She was like trying to get in. It was crazy. But those guys did lots of stuff. It was funny.
Did you guys ever meet your counterparts, the original Power Rangers from the original?
You mean from Japan?
Yeah, the Japanese.
No, I think that show was 20 years even before it came.
Oh,
yeah, so they would have been, but I never met mine though.
We did meet some of the stunt guys that worked on the
yeah.
show, yeah. And those guys are great. So I mean, amazing, talented people as far as stunts and gymnastics and stuff goes. I mean, I think that the Japanese stunt guys that were in our show, they kind of raised up the entire level of martial arts in the States, because we started doing, I mean, even myself and some of us, we started escalating the things that we did. So we were including like the Japanese spin twist, like, and all those different things. I mean, it really kind of upped our game. And then, of course, Jackie Chan was out at the time. So between Jackie Chan and Power Rangers for kids, is like, I think martial arts really came up.
All right, at this time we're going to go ahead and open up the Q&A part of the session. If you have any questions, we do have a microphone set up right here. Please line up.
Oh, hey. They gotta pull that mic up for you, man. There you go. Pick it up.
No. Yes? No.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. So my question is, we were just talking about the Sentai. Did you guys ever actually watch the Sentai for whatever, I'm not even sure which Sentai it was, but for what MMPR was? Did you watch that?
What's a Sentai? No, I'm joking. I think we did watch a little bit, like Saban had us.
They showed us a few episodes just because they wanted us to see, or maybe we wanted to see, like where it came from. I mean, obviously it was a much darker, much older type of show, so I kind of applaud Haim Saban for even thinking to take that footage and make it into a kid show. Because to me there was murder, I mean it was really like dark. So I did see a couple episodes, I know.
Yeah, I saw a couple as well. I remember in the very beginning we watched them, but I have not sought out to go watch the collection at all.
Right. Thank you.
I got a question for Walter, for David. If you guys would have had creative control on the show, whether in season 1 or 2, what's something that you guys would have changed?
About our characters?
Whether characters or just the show
I would
in
have
general?
made the show union and paid the actors reasonably.
I concur.
Creatively, that's what I would have done.
Yeah, and overall it would have been better. I mean, I would have done the movie if it was union. I would have been really happy to be part of the movie. I was excited about the movie. You know, like, yeah, we're gonna do this movie. It's gonna be non-union. Oh, so, but I think also maybe I would have. I don't know. It was great. I mean, I can't even say I would have changed anything. It was great. It obviously worked. So that's it.
Thank you for your question.
Hi again. Hi. I just want to say first thank you for representing like the dirty culture and the African American culture, because kind of represented like the superheroes that we wanted to see represented for what we like. Like I was also nerdy and of course African American, so it was kind of a good thing. And I also have a question for Mr. Jones.
Yes.
I know you get a lot of questions about Power Rangers, but I kind of want to know about another little show that you were part of called Space Cases.
Yeah, I know about Space Cases. Harlan Van, yes. That was a show I did after Power Rangers. And it was for Nickelodeon. I won't spend a lot of time on it, but it was a Nickelodeon show. It's kind of a Star Trek for kids, and I was Captain Kirk. So it was a really fun show. Thank you. Unfortunately, it also had a kind of a short life because after 2 seasons of the show, we were doing really well. It was the #2 show on Nickelodeon, besides Keenan and Kel. They were #1. Also a great show. But I got offered to work on an Aaron Spelling series as a series regular that was on primetime NBC, and I was like, okay, what do? Do I stay in Space Cases or do I go with Aaron Spelling? Because Aaron Spelling makes hits, Dukes of Hazzard, Charlie's Angels, and I thought, well, that's the longevity of my career. I need to go that way. And so I went with that season, and we only did 1 season. Boo. Yeah. So Space Cases ended on a kind of a bad note because it was a huge cliffhanger, and I'm so disappointed about that because it was a great show. So, sorry, guys.
All right, this question for David.
Yes, sir.
they had you talking a lot of techno babble and stuff. So did you have to like have a coach, or was any of those words even real? It was just like
Some of them I would have to assume were completely made up, of course. I didn't have a coach. I wish I had a coach, because I would sit in my dressing room or I'd go home at night and really try to learn these words, because I'm not an intelligent person in real life.
Sure.
Oh, poor me. And, you know, I would have to work really hard at it sometimes just to make Billy sound human. Because, like, sometimes when you're just running a bunch of big words together, it's hard to make it sound normal, I guess.
He did a great job too, though, because like when he would do his babble, I recall watching it, and I remember watching him have a hard time with it. Like, what is this word? And like, you know, like I still remember the line, "How prodigious." And I remember, like, he would look at it and be like, we would be doing our co-reading, and he'd be reading it like, what? Like, what is this? And then he'd come back and we had to shoot, and he had it locked in, and he had it with the character of Billy, and he was so likable, you know, like, you really liked Billy, he was awesome.
Thank you. A fully sentient, multifunctional automaton.
There it is. I still don't know what that means.
Hey, I was wondering how much did they let you guys influence the show, like any input? Because your character danced and Amy Jo Johnson, she did gymnastics. So, did they?
When they cast the show, they looked for the actors to come with those particular skills. So they already knew they wanted my character to be a character that danced and did martial arts and did gymnastics. So part of my audition process was, okay, can you dance? Let's see it. All right, can you do a flip? Let's see what you can do. Can you do martial arts? Let's see that. Now put it all together. Show us how you do it all together. And it was like, okay, you know. And with David and Amy Jo, they both had to do gymnastics. They had to show what we could do. So the show was written that way for the characters to do what we did. But I think as the show progressed, we did get more control over about what our characters would do and how we would react. Because then the directors would come on and like, okay, in this scene, this is happening, you're gonna do this, and we go, I don't know, Zach wouldn't do that. Zach would be right here. I'm gonna definitely help Kimberly. I got her back, you know, and then you're like, oh, okay, that kind of thing. So we got more control as time went by.
Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Hello, it's you, Walter. How did you create the hip hop keto?
Hip hop keto was like I said, it was part of the audition process. But as time went by, it became more and more comfortable. In the beginning, it was like, you know, we had our stunt coordinator, so the coordinator would help us with the fighting. It was okay, this is a kick, you're gonna do this kick, you're gonna do this punch. But with me, it was kind of like, well, what are you gonna do? Because, you know, you're gonna do a kick here, but he couldn't tell me how to dance or what to do. He could help me go, okay, maybe you can do a flip here. And, you know, as the show progressed, we got more creative, and then the stunt guys we were working with, we became, you know, we started collaborating, and they're like, oh, you can do this, and I can push you over this tree, and you know, and then so it became a combination of my ability and the ability of the stuntman, and then my dance ability to create stuff, like the episode where I had to teach hip hop keto to all the kids, right, and I'm in the park. That was like, we read it, and I was like, oh, I gotta teach like a kata. All right, let me make up a kata. So I spent time just kind of thinking, what martial arts and dance moves could I put together to make it all work and to make it fluid. So eventually I kind of had a couple of key things that I could always pull out. My sweeps on the floor, those are easy to do, and they look dancey, and then I could do a spin and like my break dance move and some flips, and then the body rolls, hey, you know. That was just like, for me, it became a thing. Well, you can't. What I learned from the process is I had to distract. That was the key. I needed to distract with the body weight and then throw a punch, you know, or I have to evade with something, dancing something, you know. That way it didn't look like cheesy, or it didn't look like it couldn't really be done. Because you could distract somebody and be like, pow, you know, or you could, like, somebody could throw a punch and you could move out of the way. But you couldn't be like, you know. In fact, in the audition process, one of the guys that almost got the role, instead of me, he danced like Michael Jackson. So that would have been a whole different kind of Zach, right? It was like, he'd have been like Michael Jackson. That would have been real different. So, and I don't know if that would have been hip hop cue or would have been something else. That's it.
I have another question for David. Did you teach yourself martial arts, or did they teach you?
No, I mean, like when I got cast, like before we started filming for like a month, they had us practice martial arts because Amy Jo and I didn't really have any experience with that. So, you know, the Snuck Guys taught us. Jason David Frank actually came on. He hadn't started filming yet, but he worked out with us. He taught us a lot, actually. I owe a lot to him. So, yeah, but just for like a month.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, David,
What's
Walter.
up?
How you guys doing?
Good.
That's good to know. My question is for David. I was watching Power Rangers Zero and I saw you, and then when I saw the episode for when you basically went with the Alien Rangers, and then I looked up on the internet. I found out the real backstory was that you got kicked off because of offensive comments by the cast, and when I heard about that, I said to myself, you know what? I mean, it doesn't matter who you are or what gender are you or what your personality is. You should not be judged for how you act or what you do in your personal life or private life. You should do what you do best and just hope for the best things in life. And that's how I see it.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say. I completely agree with you. I just want to be clear, though. Like, it wasn't the cast so much that was saying things about me. So, I mean, I worked for a large entertainment company and a large network, and there was a lot of divisions that I worked in. And so when I would go to divisions to do my job and different things, I would hear things. So I just really want to be clear to people that the cast wasn't really making my life difficult.
It was just like the people who hired you, right? Or
There was a lot of different people.
okay. And my short question for Walter is,
You call
after
me short, man? You call me short?
I think you and I have the same height.
Oh, we might be, actually.
After you two left, I mean, how did the show progress after you guys left? Because when you got replaced by Johnny Bosch, who was the voice of Ichigo, and then for Jason, you got replaced by Steve, and for Amy, she got replaced by Catherine. How was your life after you left? What did you?
How was my life, or how did it progress?
Like, how did it progress after you got?
My life, our life. Well, after we left the show, we just started pursuing other venues of acting. Like more TV shows. I've continued to work as an actor for the last 20 years. I've been a union actor. As soon as I left the show with the Power Rangers, I joined the union. Joined the union, and I've been working ever since. I've done all kinds of shows, everything from Sabrina the Teenage Witch to Family Matters to CSI to Prime Suspect, most recently The Shield, all kinds of stuff. So just been working.
Are you proud of it? You're happy that you?
Man, I love acting. I love the fact that I've been able to play so many different roles, so many different characters, and I'm looking forward to doing even more.
Thank you both, and I hope you have a great day.
While studying martial arts, have you ever been to like martial arts tournaments, such as like the U.S. Open or Battle of Atlanta?
Not those particular. I mean, when I was a kid, I was in a karate tournament and I won the Pee Wee State Michigan. I was the Michigan State Pee Wee champion. So, I remember my fight to win. I had to fight a big guy. He was like much taller than me, and I was actually really scared because he was really good and he had like these amazing kicks. And my secret was I could jump really high, so I backed up and I did like a running jump kick and I kicked him, so I got a point, right? And then I tried it again and he knocked me down, and I was like, okay. So I tried to fight some other things and it wasn't working out for me, and I backed up again and I ran and I jumped up like I was doing a kick, and he went to block the kick and I chopped him to his neck, and I won.
I never was a martial artist, so I compete in a martial art venue, but I was a gymnast and I competed nationally as a gymnast mostly in the western states of the country.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, first off, I just want to say you guys are awesome.
Thank you.
My question is for both of you. What do you think it was about Power Rangers that struck a chord with so many people, and just people young and old to this day still love the franchise and everything, and it's probably going to be one of those things that'll just last forever. What do you think it was that people just loved about it so much when it first came on?
I think just its campiness, and I think the chemistry that we had as a cast together really helped, because we all got along, and I think we all had unique characters that everybody out there could at least relate to one of us, if not more than one of us. So, and I think that the show was really good in the sense that it showed team spirit. It did have values and morals, and I just think kids related to it, and they, of course, when you grow up as a kid, you always want to be a superhero. And so, we had all the elements. We had all the elements to make it successful, and it's pretty amazing, though, that it has been going on for 20 years.
I think also the addition of robots and martial arts and dinosaurs. So like that's a whole lot in this show. You got superheroes, you got aliens and monsters, robots, martial arts, flips. It's like it was action-packed, explosions and rock music. The music, I never really realized how rock the music was until later. I was like, that music was, because you're jamming. It was like, so it was a great combination of a lot of things.
Do you think it was also because, I think it was one of the first kid shows to really respect their audience, in that, they 2 or 3 part stories, nobody really did that before. It's like they respected that their audience would remember from the past episodes and be invested in it, in the story.
He was saying, because I don't know if you guys can hear him, make sure you put the mic to your mouth. He's saying that the show is a show that respected the audience because they did 2 and 3 part episodes, which wasn't something that was common with children's television. And you're absolutely right, it wasn't. We had cliffhangers and the drama of it really made you want to tune in. You gotta get home tomorrow because you gotta find out what happened with that green candle. So.
Thanks, guys. You rock.
Okay, my question is for both of you. Knowing that after you got recast and the whole movie process went on, do you think you would have been a good addition to the Power Rangers movie, knowing Ivan Ooze and everything else?
Man, I would have slammed that movie. That's one of my biggest disappointments about the whole Rangers thing is that I did do the film. It would have been, I think the film would have done even better than it did, because it did well, the film did well, but if we would have had the chemistry of the original cast all together on that film, it would have been so much better. It would have been, and we probably would have done a lot more movies like that.
My question would be crying over the frog kiss and stuff like that. But how did you enjoy the experience of the movie yourself, David?
I mean, I loved it. It was fun to go over to Australia, and we spent 6 months there basically filming the movie. And everything was just like on a bigger budget, bigger level, so the sets were more grand, and we got to travel all over Australia and film in these exotic locations. It was a little tiring because we worked really long days, and then because the movie wasn't going so well, we had to start reshooting parts of the movie. So we started filming the movie and filming the TV series at the same time, which was really difficult. So we really never had. There was one point where we worked 21 days straight without a day off. So that was tough. I was really bitchy by the end of that.
Okay, one short last question for Walter. Remembering back in the series you had a female crush. Do you think your female crush would have been way better than Jason and Amy's, or like?
We probably couldn't compare the two. I mean, you're talking about 2 major characters between Jason and Amy. But Angela did have it going on.
Alright, thank you guys.
Sorry about that. Okay, my question for the both of you. Well, from what I've read and heard online, the entire experience throughout the show was basically like a roller coaster. Care to give your own little descriptions?
There was the beginning of it, right? Where you start at the bottom and you go out and you film at Venice Beach with no permit and you jump out of the van and get the scene. And then there was Universal Studios where you sell out a stadium like 6 times and you are the biggest children's show in the world and it's in 40 countries. The ride was incredible.
I would agree. I mean, it was just like this amazing up and down ride. I was electrocuted and almost set on fire. So there's those experiences. But overall, it's a very positive experience.
All right, thanks.
Hey guys.
Hey.
I have a question for each of you. David, I'll start with you first.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Amy Jo, as you can see. Not only because we both share the same name, but because I think she's awesome. And I think it's great that females got to get represented, in such a male-dominated television show. I thought it was awesome. But my question for you is, I know she's doing a lot of other projects now, and I just actually donated to her great project. But would you ever think about collaborating with her on anything, like any independent films or?
Sure. She and I have actually talked about stuff before. I would love to. I'm sure she'd be open to it.
I think.
Cool.
And Walter, for you, what kind of advice would you give to an aspiring actor?
I always say this, one of the biggest keys to actors, I think, is, the advice I give is do it because you love it. Because wealth and fame, they come and go, and they're not guaranteed to anyone. So if you are, pursuing this industry as an actor or an actress, and you're loving just the experience of doing what you do and creating characters, and then you'll be happy. But if you're expecting to be rich or famous, you might be very disappointed because, truth be told, in this industry, in the professional industry, in the union, there's only 15% of all actors make a living, which is a horrible odd. And so you think about 15% make a living out of 100%, then you have like 7% that actually that do fairly well, and then you have your 3% or 1% that are your movie stars and television stars. The odds are against you. So if you do it because you love it.
All right, we have room for we're going to do 3 more questions.
I just wanted to know, given that Power Rangers was one of the big series that showed the collaboration of all the parts into one giant super beam, were you guys big Voltron fans in the 80s with the same concept? And my second quick question was, given the popularity of the show, do you two feel like you've been typecasted? Do they expect to get Billy if they cast you, or they expect to get a Walter type character if they ask you? Or have you been able to break out of the Leonard Nimoy, Mr. Spock paradigm? Thank you.
I think in the beginning of my career, I was a little stuck. Oh, he's the Power Ranger, okay, so nice guy. Well, I've played a lot of criminals since, so I've been the bad boy on a lot of my most recent projects. And it's kind of fun to play the bad boy from time to time. But I like the fact that my demo reel that's online, if you want to check it out, it shows you me being everything. And so I have a vast range of characters I can portray.
And for me, Power Rangers is always going to be something about me. And when I've gone into casting experiences, or my agents try to pitch me for things, they're like, yeah, but he's that Power Ranger guy. So it does sort of hamper me a little bit, because I think people just kind of get me stuck in that little area. But they don't want to, I don't know that I've ever been called in just to play like a villain or something like that.
And were you two big Voltron fans in the 80s?
Yes.
Voltron rocked. As well as Ultraman.
My question is for both of you. So what TV shows would you have done if it wasn't for Power Rangers? What was on the table if you guys weren't offered the opportunity?
I used to go to the 90210 casting office once a week and drop off crap, just trying to get myself in there. I eventually did get an audition, but I blew it. But I really pursued that show big time. So I would have been pursuing that still.
I was an extra on 90210. I remember just being there and like walking through the hallways going, man, I could do that. I want to do that, you know. But I didn't really have anything on the table. At the time I just finished doing Star Search, which was a show it was a variety show for dancers and singers. I was on it twice actually. One as a lead vocalist and another time as a dance team. So I was just, and doing dance videos and stuff. So just working and hustling, trying to be in the industry.
All right, this will be the last question.
Just a question for both of you guys. How closely did you follow the series after your departure and like the future Power Rangers and all the different types? And if there's anything from them that you would have wished you could have done with your series?
I don't like to answer this question because I feel like you guys are always going to boo me, but I haven't followed the show after I left it. So I don't watch any of the new ones. I catch it every now and then, and by doing all these cons, I've gotten to meet some of the actors from the different shows, so I will go online and see certain clips of things that they've done. But I haven't sat down religiously and watched the show after I left. Sorry.
I'm the same. After I left the show, I didn't really watch it that often. But if I could change anything, I would have been the Green Ranger.
All right.
One yes and no, yes and no.
Unfortunately, we're fresh out of time. Again, one more time, let's give a round of applause. I know there's something you want to talk about.
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm Walter E. Jones on Twitter. Walter E. Jones, please follow me. Or hit me on my Facebook fan page. I'm sorry, my Facebook page, I don't have a lot of, I can't accept many friends. But on my fan page, I would love to have you guys there. And I'm on Instagram as well at Walter E. Jones. So follow me, guys, and come on down to the table and check us out. Get some photos and autographs.
If you ever come down and met us yet, come down to our tables, and we'd love to take pictures with you, or sign pictures, or sign any toys that you have. And you can follow me at David_Yost on Twitter. That's usually the best way to track me down. Cool?
All right, guys.
All right, one more time, let's give a round of applause.
Hold on. I want to get it. Let's try it again. Let's see. I said I was going to get it earlier, didn't I?
Don't go anywhere.
Here we go. Y'all ready? Let's see. All right, y'all ready? Here we go. It's the Ranger, what? The Black Ranger. It's the Ranger, who? The Black Ranger. It's the Ranger, what? The Black Ranger. It's the Ranger, who? The Black Ranger. Yeah, it's the Ranger, what? The Black Ranger. It's the Ranger, who? The Black Ranger. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah.